So the Ashes is pivotal to England cricket, and the Barmy Army is built on the foundation of the Ashes. And that is the real special one that everyone saves up for. That's the bucket list. My friends, my family, a lot of people that I know have one cricket tour they want to come on, even if they're not a cricket fan. It's the Ashes in Australia, because that is the pivotal. That's where everyone's so passionate, so loud, and really the rivalry with the Australian cricket fans is second to none. We have a special relationship with the Fanatics. Historically, over the years, they've offered us some good rivalry, some good sportsmanship, but they've never really been as witty or as loud as us because, let's be honest, they don't have the English sense of humour.
I think that is a very British characteristic, is trying to find the fun out of things, supporting your team, come what may. There's a lot of very frustrated football fans that there's only one team can win a league every year, but yet we still hear the singing. And I think that's, cricket is very different to football, but I think we've got that ethos. Whereas when the Australian fans tried to sing, they've still got the same three songs that they had 94-5, and when they sing, for some reason they don't sing properly, they squeak. Every year we go there thinking, right, maybe there's going to be a bit of competition from the 80,000 Australians in the MCG, for example, but no, it's always, thankfully, exactly the same. Our small number out-sing them on the terraces, have more fun than they do.
We're amazed that they have nothing to come back with. I mean, there's 4 years in between every visit that we go down there. We go down there, they've still got the same three pathetic songs, I'm afraid. Hopefully, bring us something next time, Australia.
Bring me my bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire.
We also play cricket against them, so we'll go away to Australia and play the Australian team, the England team will, and then we'll play the Australian fan group, so we call it the Bashers, and we'll play 5 games, 5 T20s, the day before each Australia test match, and we normally win them. But there's been over 2,000 people coming to watch one of the Bashers before. Billy Root, Joe Root's brother, captained the game in Australia in Melbourne. Michael Vaughan's son opened the bowling, so it's a really special rivalry that is quite well known around the world now, the Fanatics and the Barmy Army. But it's quite unique to cricket and unique to the whole camaraderie of cricket. We'll all get together and have a drink afterwards, but when the game's on, it'll be quite a competitive game.
2005 was amazing. Every game, as Darren said, was close. The Edgbaston one, even with the backstory of McGrath treading on a cricket ball, probably wasn't out the last delivery. That's been fine. We dropped it on the third man boundary. We did what I just mentioned about the Indian fans during that, by the way. On the Sunday, you could hear a pin drop. I wasn't in the ground when that wicket went because I was trying to get everybody to sing and everybody was biting their nails. I was walking around the concourse and no noise at all. Trumpet player didn't want to play and everybody kept playing, but all we could hear was the Aussies counting down the number of runs. They'd actually come up with another song, and it was annoying the hell out of our boys because every time they started over 100 runs and counting it down. They couldn't hear the Barmy Army at all, and that was noticeable because I sort of proved right that you need to get behind them, whatever the situation is of the game. And the game of cricket turns, as we know, so many different ways, and that series just epitomised that really. It was feeling very sorry for myself, thinking we've thrown this away. Yeah. Why did everyone celebrate Saturday night? We're playing Australia, they always do this to us. And then all of a sudden I heard this roar, go running into the ground. I can't remember a thing after that other than it was just amazing. So I'd given up, but then they needed 3 runs to win, and
Kasparich gloves it down the leg side.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was theatre, it was on terrestrial TV, it was England beating Australia, and in 2005, the biggest format of cricket was still Test cricket. I still think it is.
It'd been a long time since we'd won the Ashes. Prior to that, it was 86-7, Gatting's tour down under since we'd won. Everybody got to see it. They were incredibly tight Test matches. I will even go as far as to say the Australians played some fantastic cricket. They came out second, unfortunately. Michael Vaughan, Andrew Flintoff, Trescothick, Strauss, we were just fantastic through the side. The whole country got behind us. I mean, our country's very much wrapped up in its football. And even at that time of year, I mean, football just wasn't even mentioned. It was cricket all over the front pages, cricket all over the back pages, which was unheard of in our country for decades and decades, wasn't it really?
I completely understand the stigma that might be surrounded about the rivalry and how it might have a potential to bubble over. But while ever I've been involved, I've seen how the ethos of cricket and the gentleman's conduct and the spirit of the game always seems to shine through. I think especially in England we see it as a gentleman's sport, and a lot of the fans also treat it that way. So even though they've had a skinful of drink and are charged up by the cricket and normally losing in Australia, they will never overstep the mark.
Those streets in ancient times, walk upon England's mountains.
Well, our ethos is about witty banter, isn't it? It's not about being overly abusive towards the opposition. I mean, what we want to do, if we can get a rise out of an opposition player, if we can wind up, just for an example, David Warner, and get him to sky one and he gets caught on two, that's to the advantage of the England cricket team. That's what we're all about. Get behind Jimmy Anderson when he's bowling 30 overs in the 40-degree heat at Perth. You know, if we're having a rough day in the field, you want him to know that we're supporting him.
So if we can get behind them and keep them going through that difficult period, then as fans, people that would, you know, give their right arm to go out and play for England, you can't do it, which is most of us, but to actually have an influence, albeit a small one, even a percentage can make a difference.
They know without the Barmy Army the Ashes isn't the same. The experience of going to an Ashes Test match isn't the same. Last year or 2 years ago now when we went there and we lost 4-0, you know, we're 4-0 down at Sydney, singing all day in 40-degree heat, and the Australians love it. We're bringing an atmosphere to the cricket that they've never seen before. They're filming us on their phones. So I'd say 95% of them embrace the Barmy Army and want to be involved with it somehow and spend time with us in the bars. There's probably 5% that really resent it and just want us to shut up and enjoy the cricket. And so, but yeah, the relationship is good generally, I'd say.